In this video, I'm going to share the 5 things I did that finally made me deeply love myself. When we love ourselves, we no longer seek external validation from other people. We naturally feel more confident. We no longer need to hide behind a performance. We naturally show up in this life and in all of our relationships more authentically. For me, self-love literally is the key to our happiness, whether we're in a relationship or not. So I'm excited to share this with you today. Welcome to Ready for Authentic Love on Awakening Airwaves. I'm Gwen Allison. I'm a Reiki Master Teacher and Transformational Life Coach. I'm in my 50s now, and I honestly didn't know self-love until I hit 40. I spent 4 decades, guys, not knowing that inner connection or experiencing that feeling of love for me. 4 decades not liking what I saw in the mirror, not always liking who I was being in life, feeling that everyone could see through me and see through the facade I was putting out there. I was subconsciously putting up a wall so people couldn't get to know the real me for fear that they wouldn't like what they discovered. I was looking for love in all the wrong places. And the law of attraction says that we get back what we radiate out. So I was attracting the wrong people and the wrong situations to me, which served to validate my lack of self-love. And so I wanted to make this video because I don't want that for you. I want you to know how beautiful you are, how worthy of happiness you are. So I'm going to share 5 things that work for me and totally changed my life. And the first thing is soothing my self-talk. What we say to ourselves can be very mean, very hurtful. We can gaslight ourselves sometimes. And we think that nobody's listening, nobody's hearing what we're saying. And so the narrative continues. When we make a mistake, we might say things like, "You're so stupid, you fool, why did you do that?" Or if we get someone looks at us in the wrong way, or they don't like us, they don't like me, I'm not worthy of their attention, their love, I shouldn't be here. Our self-narrative, our self-talk can be really unkind. And so one of the first things I did was start to notice what I was saying to myself about myself, because as I said, we think no one's listening, but our subconscious mind is listening. Our cells, every cell in our body is listening to us. We are the master of every cell in our body. We are the master of our subconscious mind. And so our subconscious mind will go and create a reality that matches the narrative that we're playing about ourselves. And so I started just noticing what I was saying, and then I started to turn it around, writing down on paper, really visually seeing what I was saying about myself, and then soothing that. Sometimes you might be tempted to write the opposite, but that doesn't feel real, and your body, your subconscious mind doesn't feel ready for that. And so you may want to soothe that thought rather than jumping straight to the opposite thought. So if your current narrative is, "I don't like myself, I'm not lovable," then going to "I love myself, I'm lovable" might be difficult. So you might just want to soothe it. Instead, I would say things like, "You're okay, you're all right, you're okay, you did just fine. Yeah, there was a mistake there, but you couldn't help it. People make mistakes." So just soothing your self-talk is really important, particularly if you say things to yourself like, "You idiot, you fool." Think about what you say when you make a mistake. Think about what you say when you look at yourself in the mirror. And soothe that, make it softer, make it gentler, as if you're talking to an innocent child. Be kind to yourself in those ways. So noticing what you're saying about yourself, maybe writing that down, and then coming up with soothing statements. If you can go to the direct opposite statement, great, go there. But if not, just soothe it for now. That's enough for now. And then read that daily. I was reading those statements daily, and I gradually reprogrammed my brain, you could say, because the other neuro pathway wasn't being triggered. "I don't like myself, I can't do this, I'm not good at this, nobody likes me, I don't fit in." And then now I was starting to trigger the other neuro pathway. "You're okay, you're doing all right, people like you, you're a good person," all of these things. And so gradually the old neuro pathway becomes redundant. I'm not saying it disappears completely. It becomes redundant and doesn't fire because you're training yourself to think differently about yourself. You know, your thoughts become more pleasant, kinder. You're befriending your thoughts. And this is really important to start to build self-love, you have to start to like yourself. And we have to stop the debilitating thoughts that come in, the disempowering thoughts that come in, notice them and start to soothe them. It doesn't take too long, it doesn't take as long as it took to create those thoughts, it doesn't take decades, but it does start to soothe. And naturally, you find yourself going to the better feeling thought. So that's the first thing I started with, and that really did work for me. But it is a surprise when you notice what you're saying and about yourself and how critical you are, how criticizing you are. The second thing I started doing to build more self-love for myself was mirror work. I love Louise Hay. Some of you may have heard of her already. And she wrote a book, I think it was called You Can Heal Your Life. And you're basically looking in the mirror, looking into your eyes. You're not looking at your physical features and criticizing yourself about that. You're just looking deeply into your eyes, into your soul, and saying, I deeply love and accept myself. Again, if that feels too difficult, start with, I'm okay. I like myself. I like myself. Start softer if you need to, but that's the goal, is eventually to get to say, I deeply love and accept myself. Gwen, I love you. I love you, Gwen. I love me. So words like that, as you're looking at yourself in the mirror, it's beautiful to do that, and to do that every day. We look in the mirror a lot. Yeah, we look in the mirror a lot. We're getting ready, putting on our makeup or brushing our teeth or combing our hair. We have lots of opportunity to look in the mirror. I know that Louise Hay used to carry around a compact mirror, a small mirror, and then she would look in that mirror often and just say, I think she called herself Lulu. Hi, Lulu, I love you. So just remembering to say that, particularly if we're looking for a relationship, we can't say that to ourselves. We're not going to attract someone who can say that to us. We have to be able to say that to ourselves and mean it. So it takes practice. Every day we're looking in the mirror. We're not criticizing. We're not looking at that spot on our face or whatever it is. And we're just embracing all of us, looking into our soul and saying, I love you. I deeply love and accept you. I love you, Gwen, or put your name in, obviously. So that practice is really good, but you'd be surprised how quickly that starts to work. When we do it regularly, we do it every day, it works really quickly. So as I said, it doesn't take decades to undo what we've been doing. So that's the second thing I did that really helped me. The third thing I did was practice Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono is a Hawaiian prayer. It's a traditional Hawaiian prayer, which is a cleaning prayer, a deleting prayer. And it's said that it gets rid of any kind of negative energy, karma, anything negative around you in your lifetime, in past lives, ancestral, generational, karmic, whatever it is. When we repeat certain phrases, it's constantly clearing. And those phrases are, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And you keep repeating that. And you're not saying you're sorry, please forgive me to anyone in particular. You're saying it really to your higher self for not remembering the truth of who you are. So when we keep repeating that word in our mind, or those words in our mind, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, it starts to again calm our existing narrative. It calms the negative thinking, the negative self-talk that we've been doing. But we don't even know what it's doing. It's cleaning away anything that's no longer serving us. It's a really beautiful way to switch our state, calm our mind. I think traditionally it was introduced by a Hawaiian doctor who had a new post at a mental health hospital, and he wasn't going on walks and seeing the patients, but the patients were getting better and they didn't know why. And so they asked him what he was doing, and he said that he was repeating this Hawaiian prayer, Ho'oponopono, looking at their files, looking at the patient's files, looking at their picture, and just repeating that. And they were getting better. So this is something which is very powerful, steeped in tradition, thousands of years old. And we know those words, thank you, I love you, are very powerful, energetic words. So just repeating that to yourself, it does start to build your self-love. That's what it did for me. It made me love myself more. As I said, it stopped the narrative that was playing already about me and what I thought about me. It just softened everything. So this is a nice thing to do, particularly if you're starting to downward spiral, you're in an environment, maybe with a group, and you're feeling you're not fitting in, and you're starting to go into your narrative, oh, they don't like me, I don't fit in. or whatever it is you typically say to yourself, this prayer can stop it in its tracks. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Just keep saying that in your mind out loud, however you feel. And again, you'll start to feel a really powerful shift. The fourth thing I did was affirmations. And affirmations are really powerful. Again, it's a beautiful way to reprogram. They tag on to our self-talk a little bit, but when you put some real thought behind them, you can choose affirmations that you then repeat daily. Again, Louise Hay was very big on this, but your affirmations should be positively stated. So you shouldn't say things like, I will not, I no longer, I don't. You should have yourself in it. So it should be, I am, I have. It should be present tense. And then I like to put some emotion in it. So I'm so happy and grateful that I am fully in love with myself. I'm so happy and grateful that I now feel more confident about who I am. I'm so happy and grateful that everyone receives me really powerfully now. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm attracting really great things into my life. I'm so happy and grateful that I feel I deserve these wonderful things that are coming to me, and I'm open for more. So you will sit and come up with your affirmations, whatever they may be. Just take some time to write them down in your journal, see what really comes up for you. And then you will be repeating those daily, but with that emotion, really feeling them so it brings them to life. The thought sends a signal out there to the universe, but the emotion amplifies that signal, right? So it really makes it strong. So that's what we're going to be doing with that. As I said, that's what worked for me. But what really tipped the balance with my affirmations, and not everybody does this, but the people that do, they really see a big change, was to actually record my affirmations. So I created them and then I recorded them. They were about, I think, 4 minutes. What I actually did was my affirmations for life, for love, for career, for health. I put everything in there, basically. Recorded that. That was no more than 4 minutes. Really easy. And I would listen to it as I fell asleep. As we fall asleep, we go into a slower brainwave state. We go into alpha and then theta. And this is when your subconscious is wide open to change. This is where the hypnotists work. This is where we can actually hypnotize ourselves. Self-hypnosis is very powerful. Our subconscious loves hearing our voice. We don't like our voice initially when we're listening to the recording. It feels really cringe, but keep going. Your subconscious loves it. Eventually, what I found is I was falling asleep to that. I play it and all I would hear is I am. And then I'd fall fast asleep. So the same thing has happened with my clients as well when they've done this and tried this. Record your affirmations. Listen to them before bed as you're falling asleep. Fall asleep to them. They don't even need to be very loud because your subconscious is really powerful. It can hear things that we can't even hear. It takes in so much information. So trust that it is going in deep, you know? But you can listen to them as you're walking around, as you're going to work. You can listen to them in the car. You can have them when you're walking in the park in your headphones. But listen to them regularly every day. And again, gradually, you will start to embody those affirmations. So that's my fourth powerful thing that I did. And the fifth thing I did, again from Louise Hay, there was a beautiful inner child meditation. And it was basically about seeing me, the younger version of me, the 5-year-old version of me was the version I chose. And I was just totally reminded and filled with the innocence of this child. I was thinking about, you know, this child had a hard start in life, but was totally worthy of love, always has been. That child is me. And just going through that and thinking about yourself like that, it was a little bit emotional, not too emotional, but I was bringing her into my heart, bringing my inner child into my heart chakra and keeping her there. And that's where she is now and always is. And you then start connecting to your inner child every day. When I learned Reiki, when I trained in Reiki in 2015, that was beautiful because I was also able to connect to my heart in this lovely way and remember that my inner child was living there and bring that love to my inner child. And so just doing that work, just sitting with your inner child doesn't want anyone else but you to reparent them. It doesn't need anyone else to come and apologize to them. They just need you to be with them and sit with them, stop running away and be and feel and sense in this compassionate way. They need you to hold space for them, to finally see them, to finally validate them, to finally listen to them. All the things that we now want as an adult, we're giving to our inner child and therefore giving to ourselves. So that work was so powerful for me. And it was just one meditation. It didn't take long. Once I learned Reiki, I remembered to connect with my inner child again at the end of my meditation, at the end of my self Reiki, just placing my hand on my heart and just saying, I love you. I love you, Gwen. Just that is so powerful. And once you build that inner strength in you, that inner love, you won't accept anything less than that. You won't tolerate the things you may have tolerated before because you didn't want to upset anyone, displease anyone. I'm not saying you turn into this tyrant, but you just are grounded in your love for you, and no one can shake that or wobble that. It's just so beautiful to do. So I believe if you commit to doing just one or even all of these things daily for the next 30 days, I guarantee you will feel differently about yourself by the end of those 30 days. It worked for me and it works beautifully for my clients. So you'll actually feel that love before the 30 days are up. You probably feel it maybe a couple of weeks into doing this practice, but everyone is different. But just commit to yourself that you will do this work, that you deserve to give this to yourself. Working on ourselves should really be a daily practice. So even after the 30 days, I'd love it if you were to continue. You might do a cut down version of this, or you might introduce something that you resonate with more, and that's completely okay. The important thing is that you carve out time in your day to do your inner work, to maintain your self-love, no matter what that looks like to you. And if you still need help with this, then you're more than welcome to check out my Mindset Mastery mini course to help you reset your self-talk, your limiting beliefs about yourself, and raise your vibration. So I'll put a link in the description to that. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave a comment, please. But also share it with someone who can use the support right now. Remember, you deserve a love that feels like home. We all do. So stay open, stay grounded, and stay true to your heart. Until next time. Thank you.